Hey everybody, my name is Sauce and welcome to our newest video, and we'll be going over what every AD carry should know if you're playing League of Legends. So we'll be going over a little bit about mechanics, team fighting, and also about objective control, so hopefully we'll learn some things. So let's get this started. The first topic that we'll be going over today is about stutter stepping. And the way that you accomplish this is by moving your champion to one direction while using your attack move into the direction that you want to attack or onto the champion that you want to attack. Default buttons for these are going to be A plus your left click, or you can use your shift plus your right click. And the reasons why you do this is because it allows you to pretty much cancel your attack animation slightly so that you can keep up with your targets as much as possible while still putting out a decent amount of damage. And so like if you're chasing someone down, such as in this scenario, it allows you to put out the damage that you need to, but also kind of keep up with them. And it's definitely something that takes a lot of time to master, but once you have enough repetition, it just becomes second nature to you. So for the next lesson that we'll be going over is going to be how to choose your priority targets whenever you're team fighting. Typically you always aim for the closest one that's to you, but if you had a choice, you always want to aim for whoever is the highest damage or the highest interruption towards you. So usually the ADC or the AP carry. And whenever you're able to, you always want to get the damage out to the damage targets, and the reason for that is because they are the swishes generally. They usually only itemize for damage most of the time, and that way you can take them out as soon as possible, and then you can try to worry about everyone else. So the third lesson that we have for you guys today will be about objectives, and first off, there are two types of objectives. You have the soft objectives and the hard objectives. Under the categories of soft objectives, you have the Baron and then you have the Dragon, which do happen to respawn, but then you also have the hard objectives, which are the towers. And these towers are the ones that won't ever respawn once they are killed. And your job as an AD carry is to always be around and present for the fight for these objectives. And you want to put out as much damage as possible. So let's say you're sieging onto a tower and there's CS around. You don't want to focus on the CS, you want to focus on getting the damage out as much as possible in the short time window that you have while your team is tanking for you or your creeps are tanking for you. And then afterwards that the tower is down, you can focus onto the team fight portion. And the way that you focus on if you want a team fight or if you want to hit on the tower is reliant on your team. Let's say your team is focused on hitting the tower, then you focus on that. If your team goes ahead and dies onto the enemy team, that's when you want to go ahead and team fight. So let's go ahead and recap of what we went over today. First off, whenever you go into a team fight, you should already know ahead of time who you need to be focusing on. So you need to keep track of who's gotten the kills on the enemy team so you know who's the highest damage threat. And then also about cooldowns like summoners of flash and things like that, so you know who you can get safely. So always pick out your priority targets before your team fights so you have an idea of who you need to go for. After that, make sure you focus on objectives, especially if you ace the team. What I hate seeing is people that are like 5 or 10% that go ahead and back, but if there's no one left on the enemy team to attack you, why are you backing? Push for the objectives so you can win these games. And then lastly, you'll also need to always be there for the team fights. There's no reason an AD carry should not be there for a team fight, because if theirs is and you aren't, then it's almost an automatic loss for your team, and it's going to set you guys behind and you're just going to hate yourself for not being there. So make sure you're there. Your team needs you. Alrighty, so that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for today's video for what every AD carry should know when playing League of Legends. So hope you guys enjoyed that, and if you guys did, make sure to click that like button and also to subscribe for the next future videos that we will be posting out. And until next time guys, I will see you later.